Good day, everyone. It's another day on NACASNet. In our past video, we discussed in-depthly on what is a computer terminal, how to navigate through your computer terminal, and how to make folders, etc., etc. And today we are dealing with more on the computer terminal and how to do more with your computer terminal, how to make a file, how to move, and how to do some sort of things using your computer terminal. So if you like this video, do remember to like and subscribe to this channel and comment on what we can do better to make this channel better and to be more productive. So let's dive in. Okay, today we are using an online Unix terminal which is borrowed from ALX. ALX is a software bootcamp which trains software developer from Africa, which is sponsored by MasterCard and Fred Sweniger. So we are borrowing one of their resources to guide us on what to do, on how to navigate through our computer terminal, and how to do some sort of normal things using our computer terminal. So the project is called 0x0 shell navigation, and they have a kind of useful resources which can guide the learners on how to work, on how to do stuff with their computer terminal. So without further ado, let's dive into the project. So their first project is Zero Create Me. So the project is access your sandbox and change your working directory to root, then create an empty file. So what this project is trying to tell us is that we should change the directory, that is the folder that we are currently in, to folder of root, and anything having this backslash means it is a directory. So, and then we are asked to create an empty file called so cool, and this is a file because it is having no backslash, so that shows is a file. So how do we go about that? So first and foremost, on our sandbox, which is an online environment for our computer, like a replica of the computer terminal but online. So this root is at root 5e, so we have to change the directory to root. So how do we do that? We type cd and /root. So we enter. So when we enter, which means we are already in the root, and if the root doesn't exist, it will tell us the root or the directory never exists. So we're asked to make a file called so cool. So how do you create a file? To create a file on Linux terminal, not your command line or not PowerShell, but Linux terminal, because the command of Linux terminal is different from the command of the PowerShell, which is for Windows. The Linux terminal is usually for Ubuntu OS and the Mac OS. So to make a file, you use touch. So, and the file name is called so cool. So _cool. So if we enter, the file has already been created. So how do you check the number of files that you have in the current directory, or the number of folders or the items that you have in the current directory? To do that, you type ls and you enter. So immediately you enter, you will have the list of files that existed or folder that existed inside your current working directory. And the so cool that we are asked to create, we've created it, which is so cool touch. So, and that's that on our first project. So for any ALX software engineer student watching this video, to check that, you can just navigate to your check code, and immediately you navigate to your check code, it will start running and running the check, and immediately you will if you are correct, you will have congratulations or text is passed. But for we just a learner online, we don't really need to. This is only meant for the ALX software engineering student. The next one is project More of Me. So we are asked to access your sandbox and change your working directory to root, then copy the file school to TMP. So how do you copy the file? You say mv means move, to move a file from current working directory to another directory, or trying to rename a file, so you can use your mv. So how do you do that? You say copy, that will be mv school, which means the mv school, the school file, is currently existing on our current directory, which is this. The school is currently existing on our current working directory, so we are asked to copy it to TMP. So how do you copy? You said mv school and /TMP. So and you enter. Immediately the file has been copied to TMP. So let's check. So we say cd/TMP. So immediately we are in that directory. So we can say ls and check if we have the file. So now the file already exists on our TMP file. So how do you navigate back to the existing directory that you have? So to do that, you say cd dot dot, sorry, my bad, cd dot dot, and you enter. Immediately you enter, you are back to the root that you have formerly. So, and let me now move back to the cd, and I can say cd/root, and now we are back to the root. So how do you clear all these things that you have on your screen? You do that by simply typing clear, and you have all the items cleared away from your terminal. So the next one, we are asked to access your sandbox, change your working directory to root, then rename the file old school to new school. So how do you rename the file? So let's check. Let's ls in our root. We have old school. We don't really have an old school, so I've worked on some of the projects. So let me change this new school back to old school. So how do you do that? We say mv new school to old school, sorry, my bad, to old school. So let's ls, and we have the file change to old school. So that's that on that. So that means you have the ability to change, to rename your file using mv. With mv, you can rename your file with a new name. The existing file that you have, you can rename it into a new name, and you can just move it away from that directory to another directory and do many things with your mv. That's that on that. So the next one is access your sandbox, change your working directory to root, then move the file not here to TMP right school. So how do you do that? Let's check ls, and we have TMP. We have TMP. I've already done that, so I don't think we really need that. So let's say, for instance, we want to move our so cool to school is amazing. So how do we do that? Or let me make a new directory. To make a directory, remember, you use mk, and let's say Akas node. So now let's ls. So the directory are the one with blue, while the files are the one with white. So let me move this so cool to Akas node. So how can I do that? I will say mv MV so cool, MV so cool to Acres and let's ls. So we don't have our so cool again, so we can say it is back to what? Acres node. So I want to move that back to the root. So how can I do that? I'll cd to Acres node first. So while in Acres node folder, then I'll now mv, let's ls and check if we have the file exist. So we have the file so cool existing. So I can now say mv so cool underscore cool, and I'll move it back to the root directory. So now let's cd back to the root directory. So cd now, cd root, enter. So let's ls. Now we have our so cool. So I want to remove the directory of Acres node. So how do you remove a directory? Remember, to remove a file, you use rm if it is a file. But if you are trying to remove a directory, it will always tell you it is a directory and it will throw an error, because it needs a strict command like a dependency just to tell you, oh, this is, I want you to delete this directory no matter how it is. So how do you do that? You had -r, and now we can say Acres node, enter. So let's ls, list the file, and now we don't have Acres node existing in this directory again. So I have to rename the old school to new school. So I can just say mv old school to new school. So ls, now we have new school back on our computer terminal. So I think this video has been helpful and productive, and please do well to like and subscribe to this channel, and please comment on what we can do better to improve this channel, and we also accept your suggestion and your collaboration on what we can do better. We are hoping to learn from you as well. Thank you.